you mentioned about as to how the Western media practices shameful vulture journalism, in which they shared widely and such unabashedly these very disgusting pictures of our people being burnt at crematoriums, and shared them at such rather put them at sale on such high prices, and actually commercialized our misery. So what do you want to say as to why that happens exactly?
I think what you're seeing in India right now, as far as the second wave is concerned, the mutation of the virus and the behavior of the opposition leaders in India and the media, some in India and most of them globally. I think they're playing to a toolkit.
Yes.
That's what I believe it is. I believe they're playing to a toolkit. That toolkit is something that has been orchestrated by the enemies of India, which is a combination of China, US, Pakistan, which are the main enemies I can think in this entire COVID pandemic scenario. Because let me say this out clear, China does not have the intelligence to create a bioweapon. But that intelligence, that funding has come from the US in some form, and that is how they were able to manipulate the situation to their advantage. Dr. Fauci, who is the doctor that heads the COVID crisis in the US, is actually a guy instrumental in funding Professor Xi Jinping's research into exactly what the coronavirus is doing in the world right now.
True.
Now, if you look at it from a political point of view, and I'm only basing it on logic and not necessarily insinuating anything, but purely based on logic, all I'm saying is Donald Trump stood against China. He called out China for the virus that it unleashed on the world, and Donald Trump lost the elections. The media targeted Donald Trump in almost the same way that they are targeting Narendra Modi this year.
True.
Donald Trump lost the election because of tremendous negative campaign against him. And coronavirus, the pandemic, was one of the reasons that was shown as a failure of Donald Trump. The other being the Black Lives Matter movement. India is also seeing similar things happening.
Yes.
Since the last 2 years, with the CAA bill, with the farmers' protest, it is getting a lot of international interest, a lot of media writing about it, one-sided reportage of it, and then you have the pandemic that has a double mutant, which is crippling the healthcare system of India right now. So it makes a lot of good negative information flowing out of the country and within the country, enough to create chaos and panic. So that the incumbent Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, is made to look as a failure. If you analyze every single article that is written by the global media, every single article written by media that do not like Narendra Modi and the BJP-led government in India, there are three main points that come out. Number one, that Modi has failed India. Number two, the Kumbh Mela was the biggest super spreader as far as the second wave is concerned. And number three, which is the most important, is that India and the Indian government does not care for its people because the bureaucrat is incompetent, the prime minister is arrogant, the BJP leaders and their followers are sycophants. That's all you get to read about as far as the global media is concerned. And what do they portray? They portray burning funeral pyres at crematoriums. The idea is to attack two things. The idea is to attack India, and the other one is to attack the Indian culture.
Truly.
This is an attack.
Truly.
If you really analyze it, it is an attack on the Hindus. It is an attack on the Hindu culture. Nobody's written anything about the large processions that happened during the Eid or in the run-up to the Eid, the Ramadan festival.
Yes.
Nobody has written about the large number of crowds that come to the vegetable markets in different cities in the country. But they talk about a Kumbh Mela, which I attended personally, was probably one of the most COVID protected areas because the facilities, the processes were so stringent. I had to take a test to attend that. So when we registered online, we had to submit our tests that we had done, and then we were able to get our permissions to come into the Kumbh Mela area. When we went to the Kumbh Mela area, there were these sanitizing booths all over. I did not wear a mask for one of the photographs. A cop came to me and told me, please put your mask on and take a photograph with the mask. Don't take your mask off. So if you're telling me that was a super spreader by design, the answer is absolutely wrong. Because when I was there, I did not see unruly crowds. I noticed pretty good safe distancing over there. But if you're going to ask stupid questions, like some did, that how come he did not wear the mask when he went into the Ganga water, then I have no answers for such stupid questions. Because if you expect a man to wear a mask when he's going inside in the Ganga water, then you've got to be really weird.
Yes.
Okay, and if there's a group of people which are families and 5 or 6 of them are together, do you expect them, when they are walking down to get into the Ganga water, to be separate? You're obviously going to go there together. That is the whole idea of going as a family, right?
Yes.
And more importantly, the rapids were too much. So you have to be careful when you're in that water.
True.
So people try to create this portrayal that India continues to remain to be a third world country. Our healthcare systems are pathetic. Our government is incompetent. Our bureaucrats are incompetent. The only competent people in India are the oppositions in India. That's the portrayal they want to do. They want to remove Narendra Modi as the Prime Minister. I do not know who they have in mind as a Prime Minister other than Narendra Modi. Because whoever they will have in their list right now, I can only pray harder than I already pray that that person must never come into power from the opposition.
Namaste. We hope you enjoyed this Chitti Media content. Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.